Good evening. Welcome to the second part of the webinar, Eyes Embodiment. Wow, I didn't ever realize so much would come up and transform. And so tonight, I wanted to focus on going deeper and clearing more veils, more systems, and we'll go deeper into that. And then what I'm going to do later in the week, I'm going to do a meditation for about 10-15 minutes on a way of working with the eyes. And that will be, Sergio will send that out to you later in the week, not in the next days, later in the week. Okay, I have to make it first. So thank you everyone, and all for the feedback. And that, yeah, I just see that I'm live, and great, super. So what a field we're creating and what a field we're in at the moment of transformation. And it really is a time for opening systems and opening eyes on all levels. And that can be difficult and challenging, but once you're in it for a while and work through it, you feel more alive, more whole, more complete. So let's go deeper. And it's so amazing to have such a great field of all of us with the same intention and from all over the world. So we're like anchoring it into our systems, and then the system just ripples through the field. Beautiful. Spirit always guides me what to create, and this is really the timing for us to reveal the veils of truth, and then that will just open up the systems, release the clouds for all of us. And yeah, by working on one, it's having a ripple effect on the field. So it's quite windy here in Mykonos at the moment. You may hear the wind. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens within this space. Beautiful. So I invite you to connect to your heart. Take a deep breath into your heart. Nice. And be aware of your physical spine, that you are physical spirit. You're a whole being having a physical experience in this vehicle. So acknowledging your whole being. I won't even call it higher self, because higher self, I was talking to a friend, it's like, it's saying it's outside me. Actually, your higher self is here. It's in your cells. It's you. It's all around you. It's your higher self. There is no separation. So I would like to honor your whole being right here in your body, cellularly, right here, right now. And the only part of you that keeps you from that whole being or operating on that whole being is the veils of illusion and separation. So take a deep breath. Also, what's keeping us, and what's very active in the field of the world at the moment, is our own demons, fears, anxieties. And they are really connected to wounds that we don't want to touch, we don't want to see, we don't want to feel. But it's actually wounds from the inner child. And if you imagine a child that had a scary nightmare, and I want to honor all those scary nightmares that may be active in us at the moment, or in our ancestral nightmares, our past life nightmares, and really hold space for them in our heart and include them. No judgments, include them. And we send love to them, because they are one and they are part of us. What's in our genetics is part of us. We have the ancestors, fears, illusions in the system, and they're all, imagine them all as an inner child who had a scary dream, and you're holding space as a mom, as a father, for those aspects of the child that is trembling maybe at the moment. Trembling about losing a job, trembling about not having enough finances, trembling about whatever it is going on in the system. Changes. Just really holding space for your inner child's nightmares and the ancestors' nightmares. And maybe if there's collective nightmares from others that are in your system, and simply just honoring them. Honoring they're there and including them as a whole being, because we are all whole already and we are one. We are source. We are creators. Beautiful. They're integrating. I love this. It's so fast at the moment, the field. This is like years of work just in a few moments. It's beautiful. That's the field we're in. Really giving them a real, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not leaving you behind. I'm with you. I am more than the nightmares. And then for me, it's about, Iris, I know for me, it's when you say forgiveness, it's like raising above somebody. So it's about acceptance for me. It's about accepting it's happened, accepting what's here in this space here and now. I don't have to agree with it, but accepting whatever's here in this space. And by accepting exactly what's here in this space, including all the nightmares of the ancestors, of the field, of everything around us, of everything that's in us, giving space. And clearing all the illusions, which are the veils, the false gods, false authorities. And as these veils have been released, it's like, oh my God, I don't want to know that that was like that. So also allowing yourself the courage to release those veils and seeing things for what they are. And just as on my Instagram, somebody made a spam of my Instagram, there's also spam comments here, different names, same thing. It's all reveal the truth. Let's reveal the truth. Take the veils off and see what's beneath. The spam in us, the spam around us, and the spam in our ancestral lines. Beautiful. Beautiful. And this is working through all your senses at the moment, that the veils are being released not only by the eyes, but all the senses, because they are the eyes. Your whole being is your eyes. You channel your subtle bodies. So you're going to work with all the subtle bodies, the eyes and all the subtle bodies. Cells. And breathing into your pineal gland. And the pineal gland, if you want to see, that is your connection to your creator, your pineal gland. And you are the creator, you are creation, you are whole. So if you imagine your pineal gland like that is the connection to your creator. And sometimes you don't believe, you often hear people say, oh, I knew what to do, but I didn't do it. Oh, I knew that, but I didn't do it. Or I didn't say it. Or I didn't listen. So that is your direct connection with your creator. So if you have maybe given it's almost like a connection with your pineal gland to somebody else, to, I don't know, it could be even a guide or an archetype or a saint or an archangel or an authority where you give your power away. So imagine that you're accepting, yes, I accept to connect to my own channel, my own altar inside my pineal gland as my connection with source, my ultimate connection with source, my purest connection with source. That's my pineal gland heart all the way down to Mother Earth's heart. So anyone I gave my power to in this life, past lives, so I gave my connection to my creator away, imagine you're literally accepting to connect back into your pineal gland. You want to see it like a gold sun inside your brain. And you're connecting to your own creator, your own pineal gland, which is the center of your sun, your truth, true source, all the way through at the center of all suns, creation. Beautiful. And really allowing that your pineal gland, like the sun, to open even more. And reconnecting your connection with your pineal gland to the eyes, front and the eyes at the back. The eyes first, from the pineal gland. So the eyes in the front, the eyes in the back, and looking in through the eyes and in through the eyes. Going to work really deeply with the physical eyes now. And look into your pupil and imagine you're looking around the eyeball inside and honoring it as your own. And into the eye socket. Being aware of the eyes on your feet, the soles of your feet at the same time. The eye in your crown, your channel. The eye in your perineum. Your third eye. Third eye at the back. Aware of the eyes in the palms of your hands. And everything drops into the heart. Everything drops into the heart. It's like the eye connection drops into your heart. So you're seeing in your heart. Remember the first large group I worked with, the more I dropped my senses into my heart, the more accurately I could read every single person in the room if they asked me a question. But to do that, I dropped into my heart space. So you drop deeper and deeper into the heart space. It's like the eye in your heart, the room inside you. And dropping down into the heart area below the navel. It's like Mother Earth is in there. And drop your heart energy down there, and that's another eye in there, another space. And imagine you're looking around your heart area like the earth, you're honoring it as you. And in between the stars, there's fields of energy. So in creation, in the void, there is another fields of information and intelligence which have not been tapped into yet. Our soul knows it. So I want to activate within that empty space. There's also other intelligence there. It's the divine intelligence where creation is before physical manifestation. So I want to drop into that field. That's your inner eye. And maybe go into the pineal gland for a few moments. Put the pineal gland in here. And from your spinal fluid, If you imagine, just breathe into the spinal fluid for a few moments, giving it space. And that spinal fluid, imagine it's in every cell in your body. And that universal I, creator, I in space is in every cell. So imagine every cell like an I. And there's an emptiness in there, a void in there. As we're dropping into the empty spaces between the cells and in the cells. Spaces between spaces. And honoring and accepting that there's an intelligence in there. The eye of creation. And that eye also of creation is in your DNA. Creator's blueprint. And your light frequencies are opening. Breathing into your cells. As the space increases in us. And with permission, going deeper into the subconsciousness of the mind and also the different veils which are on the eyes and the senses, and these can be released now. And imagine your eyes are in your spinal fluid in the spine for a few moments. And you're in your spinal fluid and you're diving around like an ocean in there. Pure sacred ocean. Back of the heart of the spine. Imagine you're diving into one cell like an ocean. I often do it on the beach here when I'm diving down and then I come up. So imagine you're diving down into your cells and looking up at the light above you before you come out of the sea. But you can see the light above you. Imagine that's your cells. You're diving into your cells on a soul level. Into a physical aspect. Our spirit is diving into our physical cells and our physical aspect. Empty space, which is not empty, it's creation. It's the ocean inside us. Flow. And if your mind is active, it's all perfect. Simply accepting that space or accepting whatever is here in this space. As we're accepting more and more of our being, our spirit inside us, our wholeness, and anything you're hanging on to which is not matching your vibration, simply accept it's there and accept your spirit can release it if you choose. And that will open space up. And maybe accepting, I don't know what the next step is. And I accept to let go. Even if it's scary, even if it's nervous. It's like giving it to my whole being to take care of. And any complications or anything that's in your life at the moment that you don't want to see, don't want to feel, simply accept that your whole being acknowledges this, that you acknowledge it to your whole being, and you allow your whole being to support you. And it's like all the split minds are coming together as the veils are being released. As we realize or accept the whole of our being and the whole of our sight, the whole of our vision. And releasing the veils of separation. Releasing the veils of scarcity, or I'm not enough, to my whole being, to organize in my system whatever teachings I need. Releasing the veils of debt and disease to my whole being. Releasing the veils of what will people think of me if I don't conform with society, to my whole being. And these are from the ancestral lines too. Everything I'm working with is from the ancestral lines. It's in our system. Our ancestors are in us. And from all timelines and planes and dimensions, I reclaim sovereignty from any contracts I signed with in the ancestral lines. I was talking to a friend during the weekend, went for medical tests, and he's in the army, and the army wouldn't reveal the results because he says, no, this is the property of the army. So this struck me strong to realize that if my ancestors, some of my ancestors were in the army, if they have that veil or of secrecy that they give the sovereignty of their health to the army, that they're property of the army, so they don't see, they don't feel. If you can set the intention to release them from your system and also from past lives, that you reclaim sovereignty back from any companies you worked for, ancestors worked for, the army, religions, whatever's there, secret organizations, this life, past lives, that your knowledge, your wisdom, your soul information belongs to a company, an army, a government. And also if you can release this from our birth certs. Our birth certs also has like a barcode on it. So if you can release this from our birth certs, that we reclaim sovereignty, that I am a creator here on earth and I don't belong to a corporation company, which is the government's. So I release myself from my birth cert. I dissolve my birth cert, and I am a creator. I'm the child of the universe. I am the child of the universe, and I release the soul contracts from the corporations, which are the governments, from my birth cert. This life, past lives, and I set the intention through the ancestral lines too, that I am a free sovereign spirit, and I am free sovereign spirit from my birth certificate. And also, I invite you to free yourself up of the secrets of your ancestors, because then that puts veils on our vision as well. So I invite you to free up and release the secrets to your full being, which is going to work with all the secrets, the burden of the secrets from your ancestors, from yourself, from this life and past lives. Your whole being will take care of that. intention. From communism, any political system, any religious system, freedom, complete sovereignty to see your creator inside you, freeing yourself from all religious belief systems that the altar is in me, creation is in me, the eyes of Christ is inside me, but his eyes are inside me, creation is inside me, Mother Earth is inside me, the universal eyes are inside me, creation. And releasing all the veils, and my higher self can work through all the veils of separation. I give permission to my higher self, to my full being, my full being, permission to work through all topics around separation right here, right now. Releasing all slavery contracts with Anunnaki or any other past lives or this life, ancestral lines, all slavery contracts to the false gods, false idols. And allowing them to be transformed in my full being and releasing the veils of secrecy. And invite all the veils of my inner child secrecy as well to be supported by my full being, that my inner child is not neglected, not left behind, not forgotten about, but my full being supports my inner child's veils and secrets and illusions and demons. And all the veils of God complex, I'm above, I'm below, positive, negative, the ego. So the veils of separation, also giving these up to your full being to resolve all the veils that I'm above or below somebody. All the veils of guilt, shame, blame, resentment, revenge, also bringing up and allowing your whole being to align them all. Guilt, shame, blame, resentment, revenge, envy. I invite you to release also all unknown contracts you signed with banking systems, mortgages, loans, debts, and the ones you're not known about. Just allow your whole being to release that pressure from your system and giving them up to your whole being. Also, I'd like to set the intention to release any accept you see on social media that you accept this website. So all those hidden manipulation acceptance systems as well, let's release these to our whole being, our completely sovereign and free spirits, so we can see clearly everything. So releasing all those accept the manipulation contracts which were in the back of the websites everywhere. To our whole being, that we move out of this matrix completely. So you can see clearly. When you repeat this, it's going to get stronger. Accepting to embody all and open within your cellular bodies, your entire being. You are a whole being having physical experience in this vessel. I accept that, I acknowledge it, and I open up my wholeness. Reading from your heart up into your mind, that all the split minds are, fragmented minds are whole. accept I'm aligned with my vessel, my whole being, from all timelines, dimensions, and planes, my whole being showing up, present, complete and whole in this timeline and all timeline planes and dimensions I am in at this simultaneous moment. My whole being's vision, awareness, and accepting the whole of my truth, and the separation lies or whatever's between those, that truth. I accept to allow my whole being to resolve whatever is there, connected to communication and speaking and seeing and feeling the truth. My whole being. It's in the hands of my whole being now. I give up fears, worries, anxieties about my future, my health, the people around me, to the whole of my being to resolve. All fears and anxieties about the future, anxieties of what I will see in the future, I give to my whole being to resolve. All my teachings, which are unresolved from this life and all lives, which I had resistance and manipulated, or I didn't want to see, I simply accept the whole of my being can resolve them right here, right now, and in the next days. All separation of self-love, of denying your self-love to yourself, your nourishment to yourself, to your creator inside you, your inner child inside. I give all these illusions of not being lovable, not being enough, not being worthy, not being powerful enough, not being intuitive enough, all my low self-confidence or positive egos, all these unresolved parts, I hand up and give to my whole being to resolve in the next days. I accept the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth on a soul level, so it be to my creator, God, source, my temple inside. full sovereignty of my inner core truth, my vision as a creator in this time and space. My whole vision I accept. To give to my whole being. I accept to give my whole vision to my full whole being. Breathing into that new whole space inside you, that I inside your heart. And I invite you to breathe into the whole of your being on the left side. Full sovereignty of every cell, every vibration of you on all your levels, subtle bodies too. On your left side. Side two. Full sovereignty of your right side, the cells on the right side, subtle bodies on the right side. Your senses on the right side, your sight on the right side. 100% whole. 100% whole on the front, cellularly, vibrationally, intuitively. Sight. Whole of your sight on the front, cellularly. The whole of your sight on the back. Full sovereignty of the whole of your being on the back. The whole of your being inside you. The sovereignty of your whole of your being inside you. The whole of your being around you. The whole of your being above you. Supporting the whole of your being below you. The whole of your being inside you. left supports the right in a new way. All of your being on the left supports all of your full whole being, sovereignty on the right side. The whole of your right side supports the whole of your left side in a new way, sovereignty. The whole of your being behind you supports the whole of your being in front of you, sovereignty. The whole of your being up front supports the whole of your being behind you in a new way, sovereignty. The whole of you being above supports the whole of you being below you in a new way. The whole of your being below supports the whole of your being above. Cellularly. The whole of your being is in one cell, which represents all cells in you. Honoring your eyes, the whole of your eyes, the whole of your vision to the whole self, the whole of your senses, the eyes of creation inside you, the eyes of intuition inside you, the eyes of intuition above you, around you, and the ability to look through others' eyes, to be more empathic. So the ability to look through others' eyes. Eye to eye, heart to heart. Whole. Breathing into new space. Honoring the whole of you. I am whole. I am worthy. I am loved. Gratitude to your being, your whole being, your whole inner child or inner children. Gratitude. You are needed. You are loved. You are wanted here. You're needed here. Sovereignty. Honoring the whole sovereignty of my whole being in my life. and in all planes and parallel universes too. I am whole. Embodied. On your eyes, we're representing all your seeing eyes. Embodied. And from this state of being, if you imagine all the wounds of the inner child, of the whole of man in this world at the moment, and simply hold space for loved ones, for everyone in the world at the moment, because we're all fragmented. So from this state, imagine you're simply accepting to hold space and love for everyone. We are whole, we are one, we are creation. And within wholeness, there is no separation. And accepting whatever separation is there in the world, and simply acknowledging and holding that space of love, with integrity and sovereignty, that we are all one and we are all mirrors of each other and whole. And honoring the wholeness of every being on this planet. Bring gratitude into your system. And we've done really, really well. So honoring all you've done, how far we've come. We're not victims of our past. We've resolved them and grown from them. So it's such a blessing. Such a blessing and such gratitude to himself for this journey, to each other, to all of you, all of us. And to all our teachers and teachings, all our mirrors for getting us here. We need each other's, we need each other to get ourselves back to wholeness. So thank you to all my teachers. And I honor my wholeness, the whole of my being. Beautiful. If there was one word, what would it be now? Thank you, Layla. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, and that wow is about all of us. That love is about all of us. That peace is about all of us. The new you, which is us, is the whole of us, the wholeness of us as creators here on earth. There is no separation. And these results will keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And we all did this together. And thank you for all being part of this. And how much support we have from the whole of our creator for getting us here. And you can see how much the fields are transforming and how beautiful it is. I was told, I'm always guided what to do. So the next one is on our DNA, or reclaiming sovereignty of our DNA and activating our DNA, the whole embodiment on a DNA level. So this is going to be incredible, and I feel that's what the world needs at the moment. Well, that's in line with what's happening in the world. We are sovereign to our DNA. We're free and whole and worthy. Thank you, everyone. I'm looking forward to hearing how you get on the next days, and sometime this week I'll produce a meditation about the different ways with the eyes, working with the eyes. Beautiful. Remember, you can watch this again and again. It's going to keep getting stronger. These are living fields of results, of transformational keys. And as more of us come in, there's more keys in this living field. And then this field literally spreads and multiplies. So what we do here has a ripple effect through the whole field. So I want to thank you all for being part of this. I want to thank Sergio for doing all the work in the background that I'm not good at. So thank you. And yeah, later in the week, Sergio will be sending out the recordings, okay? For the meditation I'll do later in the week. There's no need to send emails for that. I'll send it out when it's ready. There'll be a link. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening or day or morning, wherever you are, or whatever time you're watching this. And thank you again. Sending so much love and gratitude for being part of this whole vessel. Thank you. And big thank to the whole of our being and the whole of your being. We are one. Thank you.